Good evening, everyone. Let me charge my phone. Hello, hello. Anyone home? Anyone home? Anyone here? Okay. All right. So today I want to talk about um a couple of things, and I want to actually talk about behaviors and meltdown. So thank you for joining. If you are just joining, please let us know where you're joining from. I'm more than happy to welcome you. So thank you for joining. Where, if you don't mind, where are you joining from? Um, I'm trying to read something for my work. So, okay. All right, welcome. So, where are you joining from? Welcome. Thank you for joining. So, I started the first part this afternoon, where I talked about behavior and meltdown. I talked about the first part, and I want to finish the other part that I talked about in the earlier today. Hey, oh, okay. Oh, hi. Thank you for joining. Yes, thank you. I truly appreciate you joining. So, I know we talked about a couple of things when I was here in the afternoon. So, I want to continue from where I stopped. So, if you hear some noises because my kids are home, they are home from the camp. So I'm trying to do um to kind of see where they are, but all right. So, there's something that is very important that I want to bring up this evening is that behavior is a form of communication. I am sure we know, because our kids already know that if I act this way, I think I shared in the afternoon how my daughter, the last baby, acts when she's trying to seek for attention. So her behavior will tell me that she's trying to communicate attention. She's seeking for attention from mom. So that makes a behavior a form of communication. Either our kids are smiling, they are crying, they are wailing, they are throwing tantrum, whatever thing they're doing, behavior is definitely a form of communication because that's the way that they know best to communicate with us. So I think that's one important thing that I would like us to understand. Sorry, I need to turn on my fan. It's hot. Okay. So that's one thing I would like us to um, understand that behavior, first of all, is a form of communication. And there's something we also talk about whenever we talk about behavior, um, is we talk about ABC. Excuse me. So my major is actually in special education. So we talked about ABC in behavior. So I think the A is the antecedent, which is what happened before the behavior. B is the behavior, and C is the consequence. So that will be what happened before the behavior, like what triggered the behavior, something like that. And the behavior is the real action, and the C is the consequence. So let's say you collected, let's say you snatched an iPad from your daughter, or let's say I snatched an iPad from my daughter, Dara, and that will be the antecedent. Then the behavior will be that she started screaming or wailing. And then the consequence will either be I returned the iPad back, or or I took it away. I believe it's returning the iPad down back to her. That's the consequence, because that tells you what action you took after the behavior occurred. All right, thank you for joining. Please let me know where you're joining from. So that shows that talked about behavior. So if you're able to master the ABC, is very important in addressing and also knowing how best our kids behave. I tell you, once you master that and you take note. I remember when my first child was younger, and at that time, even there was no diagnosis at all at that time. I remember that, my mom was the one who came from Africa to stay with him while I went back to work. So, and she told me that most of the time my son will go to the refrigerator. He will engage in repetitive behavior every time, and or sometimes he will engage in steaming. So why I'm bringing that up is that it's because she is taking notes. She's taking, I mean, at that time, I wasn't thinking about data, but now I know data. Data is you're constantly either counting the number of time a behavior is occurring. So she was taking counts of those behavior. And at one point, she figured out, you know what? I think I need to let, um, I think she figured out that she needs to let me know how my son has been behaving, and that was what um, actually made us to seek a pediatrician. Then we moved on to getting a specialist who's a developmental pediatrician who did the assessment, and finally gave the diagnosis that my son um, was autistic at that time. So it's important that we take data. It's important that we have either you have a diary, you have a book, and it's not like you are taking notes of bad behavior, or you're keeping record of bad behavior. It's because you want to be able to track. So it's very important that you keep that in mind, that you have either like a notebook, a notepad, or you have like a diary where you list all those behavior. That way you're able to see when a behavior starts, when it's escalating, when the behavior decrease. You're able to track. I love to take data. I think it helps. You just let me know when the behavior started, if what I'm doing is working, and if the behavior eventually decreased or the behavior still remained the same. So please let me know if you have a question. Feel free to leave a comment, something like that. But so I want to also talk about what can help when you find that your child is engaging in behavior. I'm telling you, in the middle of meltdown, sometimes you're pulling your hair too, like, what do I do? Because you're trying to figure out how you can help your child, and also trying to figure out how you can also help yourself so that you're not upset, because our kids will feed on that. When we're upset, they read our mood, they know what's going on, they can read your countenance, they can see everything. And that is going to also trigger more things. So that's something we want to try to kind of avoid. So, number one thing that I feel like we can do to help our children is keeping something visual, like so it does not have to be perfect. Something like a visual schedule. I remember that when our therapy started with our daughter Dara, she had some small what's the name of this card, those sticky notes. She has those sticky notes, and she put them on our wall in the living room. So anytime our daughter is beginning to have a meltdown, she will direct her to look at those sticky notes. So that's some form of visual, like a visual, something that she can see, because that also helped them. Or you can, if you know that visual schedule, most of the kids are visual, that it helps them a lot. So if you feel like, if I make a visual schedule for my child, is going to help her throughout the day, I think you should go ahead and do it. Something I also want to share that we did with Dara, when the whole thing started, we did, first, I think we call it first this, then that. So what that shows is that, or what that means is that, if she's beginning to maybe request for something and you want her to maybe participate in an activity, you tell her first you complete your work, then you get what you are asking for. We tend to use that a lot for Dara, to say, okay, if she's saying, oh, let's say she said, I want snack. Okay, let's read a book first, then you get a snack. That builds up our momentum. She will want to read a book, she will want to participate in that activity without no struggle, because she's looking forward to that reward that you have for her. And what we also do is to have that thing available for her, so that she can see it, that this is what you're asking for. But before you get it, I will need you to first participate in this activity, then you can you can get this. That is very important. And I think another thing we can also do is kind of do some warning. If I know, when I used to work in a school and I worked with the little ones, the kindergartners, I have what we call transition, something like a warning. So what it means is that when we are transitioning from math to ELA, I tell them in 10 minutes, get ready to transition to ELA. Then when it's about 5 minutes, I said in 5 minutes we're transitioning to ELA. I kind of prepare, you kind of prepare them early enough in order to avoid tantruming or difficulties. So I use the timer. I used to have a timer where I will break up those timing into, let's say for 20 minutes, I do 5 minutes. So they will be able to also hear the timer and also know that, oh, in this next minute, they know that transitioning is coming, and then they can move on to another activity. So I think providing some kind of warning, transitioning warning, or whatever you want to call it, is very, very good for our children. It prepares their mind, it prepares their, it prepares them ahead for what is to come. Even if we are heading out, sometimes I tell my kids, if for example they're going for a doctor's appointment in the afternoon, I will tell them in the morning, I am coming at, let's say 12 p.m., I am coming at 12 p.m., so that we can take you to the doctor. We kind of prepare, it's like you're preparing them ahead for what is to come, and I that helps them transition really, really good. What else do I remember? Please let me know if you have any question or you have any idea that you want to share. Maybe that can also help me as well. I know that choices is something that I think we should also consider. So choices helps to know that they are in control. That's what I like about using choices. It helps your child know that, you know what, mom make me feel like I'm in control of whatever thing. Let's say your child likes banana, but you want to provide another option together with the banana and say, you already know that your child is going to go for the banana, but you want to say, okay, do you want the banana or you want the orange? And then your child will be able, he or she will go for the banana. So that makes them feel like, oh, I'm in control, I'm able to pick what I want. But you as a parent already know that this is what your child will go for, will kind of lean towards. So making choices, I think, will help them also kind of know that, even though I'm not going for this option, I have another option in place for myself. So I think those are some of the things that I feel that It can help, with meltdown, with behavior, because we know with our, sometimes you have no, how do I say it? You have no idea that some behavior will pop up, right? Sometimes you don't know, but you just want to try and nip it before the whole thing escalates. So for our daughter, sometimes we kind of, you know, we sometimes we are able to know, especially when she wakes up in the morning. We're able to tell her mood. We already, in fact, sometimes we already know how the day will go. So I remember last school year, I would text the teacher like early in the morning. Once she wakes up and I feel like something is not, either she wakes up early, um, maybe around 3:30, so early that she didn't go back to bed, or maybe she woke up on the other side of the bed. I will text the teacher to kind of look out for her. I am setting her up for success because I informed the teacher so that the team are aware that she's coming over to school, and that they know that our mood is not really there in the morning. And that kind of also sets the teacher up for success too, because she already knows that once she comes, she knows what to do. She knows how to redirect her into completing, other activities, or how to, um, I wouldn't say how to thread, but how to kind of manage our behavior just in case of escalation. So that kind of prepares their mind ahead of time. And of course, I've had situations when I didn't prepare their mind, because maybe I was exhausted. Maybe I just felt like, you know what, just go. Um, but of course, they were able to manage. But I just figure out that, you know what, I think it's fair enough so that the teachers know that someone is coming to school and they have to, kind of prepare. It makes their day easier too. So I know I've been saying a lot here. Please share with me if you have any idea that has worked for you, for your child, anything that you have done with, maybe with the school district too, that you have done and has been successful. If you don't mind sharing, please go ahead and share with me as well. I'm looking forward to that. Yes. If you have anything you want to share, or maybe you have a topic that you would like us to kind of talk about. Yeah, if you have a topic that you would like us to talk about, because we know that our kids are going back very soon. So, um, anything, anything at all. Any question? Any question? Any concern? Oh, and thank you for subscribing. Oh, thank you. Um, I think the last one that I remember now is also giving breaks. I think that helps our children a whole lot. So they they sometimes need sensory breaks to be able to engage fully. Sensory breaks could be trampoline, getting on the trampoline. Oh my gosh, my kids love getting on the trampoline. I think that helps a lot, and it helps. I don't know how much it helps with the brain, but by the time they get on that trampoline, they are, it helps them. It helps them, um I don't know, it helps their body rewire. Um yeah, and kind of get back to, you know, um the routine or something like that. But the getting sensory breaks, like getting on the trampoline, helps them a whole lot. That I've noticed, that I know that helps a lot. So um please feel free to share what you do, you know. Okay, so I had a call. So please feel free to share what you do, so that, you know, I kind of um so I can learn, you know, I can learn from you as well. Yeah. I know you said you're from San Diego. Um are there how are the services there? How do you see your services? Do you like it? Um More nasty? Do you like it, or how do you see your services in San Diego? Do you feel like you are accessing more resources? Do you think that you have more than enough resources in California? What do you think? I would like to hear from you. Okay. Okay, you have regional center. Okay. So thank you for sharing that. We have regional center, but I'd rather do it on my own and learn from people like you. So um when you mean regional center, um do you mean like a, how do I say this? Like a school, or a division, um or like a school that provides therapy? Is that what you mean? And if you don't mind sharing too, what are the things that you do on your own, that you feel has been helping? Are there things, specific things that you do on your own that has been helpful, that you like to share? Okay, I took her out of school because she would cry. Oh, okay. Oh, that's really good. That's a good idea. I know people who does homeschooling and they love it. Okay. Oh, I get it. So now that you took your daughter out of school, was did you see a huge difference? And now that you homeschool, I mean, I'm sorry, now that you're homeschooling her, do you see a huge difference from going to school and from you homeschooling? What do you think? What do you think? I really wish I can homeschool too, but my kids too. It's a lot of work, and I give it to you. Yeah. Oh, good. Big difference. She's happy and communicating. Good. I'm so happy that is working for you. Honestly, I'm really happy that is working. Okay. That sounds good. I like that. Since you see a huge difference, that is really, really, really good. I know one of my friends who I think it was about 2 months ago that she shared with me because our son engaged actually, because it was a few months back, in an aggressive behavior. And I believe that has been occurring prior to this particular day. And she told me that the school district asked her to look to okay, so the school district stopped the boy from coming to school and asked mom to seek for another private school out of the school district, which is very rare because most school districts don't want you to take your child out of the school district because they pay more. And she said they asked her to look for a school that can address the needs of her child because it's very aggressive. So she now told me that she does not know how she's going to cope with keeping him at home without anything. So, I was kind of worried with that. I was like, how can that even happen? Because they are not supposed to, um, how do I say this? Everyone have access to FAPE. FAPE, I think that's what it's called. Federal. Oh my gosh, let me look it up. There's a name that it kept. FAPE is something free something. Okay, free appropriate public education. Yes, free appropriate public education. So I was kind of questioning that until she explained to me that the school district provide will provide her with what's this called? That the school district will provide her with homeschooling. They will have like someone like a special education teacher to come home and teach her son. But the hours that was offered to her was really like I think she said 12 to 4 or 1 to 4. And that's nothing compared to the full day of school because she has a job. Like she has to work. There's no way she's going to keep the boy at home. So that it's a whole lot. um I think it depends on everyone's situation with homeschooling. I really wish I can, but sometimes you're like, you know what? Um, Sometimes you need a break because you also have to, kind of work. But I'm glad that that is really working for you. So, any question? I'm trying to round up in about 3 minutes. I need to try to get the kids to bed. This is almost 8 o'clock. Um, Actually, it's 2 minutes. This is 7:58. Any question? Any concern? Do you have a topic that you would like us to talk about? That you'd like me to actually talk about? Or, um, like I said, I have a couple of videos on the channel already. But if there's something I think I prefer to do live. That way, we're engaging. Um, we're kind of, we'll make it non-formal. I think that is much better than just having a video sitting there. But if you have any question, please feel free to leave it in under any of the videos that you find. If you don't have a question, but maybe I'm gonna wait for 2 minutes. If you have a question, I know it takes time to. Thank you for the stuff invite too. I truly appreciate you. Thank you. So I hope you have a good night. Tomorrow is Saturday. I don't think I will be able to come live. I don't think I'm able to pop up live. Sunday might be helpful. Maybe Sunday evening. I think Sunday evening will be good at about 7:30 ish. Will be good for Sunday evening. I'm not sure if tomorrow will work, but if tomorrow won't work, then Sunday evening at about 7:30 Eastern. Monday, I am working. I have a class. So I'm not sure if Monday, maybe later on Monday night can work. Maybe about 8:30, because I have a class that ends at 8. Maybe 8 to 8:30 or 8:30 to 9. But please feel free to join me here. And have a wonderful weekend. Have a great night. It's a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for subscribing. Have a good one. Bye bye.